Shilese Jones, Jordan Chiles, and Jade Carey, all of who won medals at the Tokyo Olympics, will lead the U.S. women's gymnastics team at the World Championships, which start next week. Shilese Jones is the favorite to win the women's title at the 2022 U.S. Gymnastics Championships, which start on Friday in Tampa, Florida. This Shilese Jones is very different from the one who finished 10th at the U.S. Olympic trials just over a year ago. Starting off, Shilese Jones, Olympic medalists, lead U.S. women's team for the gymnastics worlds. Jones won the all-around at the selection camp, which got her a spot on the six-woman team going to the Worlds in Liverpool, England, a year after coming in 10th at the Olympic trials and thinking about quitting elite gymnastics. She will compete in her first global championships. Jones said after Friday's all-around, "This has been my biggest dream for a long time and my biggest goal since I came back." Chiles and Carey came in second and third in Katy, Texas on Friday in the all-around. A committee chose them and three other gymnasts to be on the world team after the second and final day of the competition at the selection camp on Saturday. Leanne Wong, a Tokyo Olympic alternate and 2021 World All-Around silver medalist, and Sky Blakely, who is going to her first Worlds, round out the team. Lexi Zeiss is the substitute who goes places. Between 2011 and 2019, the U.S. women's team won all 7 Olympic and world titles. At the Tokyo Olympics, they came in second, behind the Russian team. Because of the war in Ukraine, Russian gymnasts can't compete in these world championships. In the team final, Brazil or China could still give the U.S. a hard time. The Americans are missing Olympic all-around gold medalists Simone Biles and Suni Lee, who are taking a break from the top competition for the foreseeable future. Biles might not come back at all. In August, Connor McLean won the U.S. all-around title. Now he can't compete because he hurt his back. The fact that Chiles, Carey, and Wong continued to play at a high level while in college, which was rare before the NIL, turned out to be a huge advantage for the U.S. team. Jones is in the running for the World All-Around title. At the U.S. Championships, she was first place until she fell on her last skill. All 10 Olympic and World All-Around titles were won by Americans between 2011 and the Tokyo Games, with Biles taking 6 of them. The Russian Angelina Melnikova broke the streak at the Worlds in October of last year. Jones' biggest revival could be Rebecca Andrade of Brazil, who came in second to Lee in Tokyo, but didn't do the all-around at last year's Worlds. Well, U.S. gymnast Shilese Jones' next act is fueled by loss, a near miss of the Tokyo squad. Last summer, she was close to making the U.S. Olympic team, but she didn't make it. Then in December, her father Sylvester died after a long battle with kidney disease. Jones said in an Instagram post that he was her everything, my right hand to hold, my inspiration, someone to talk to, and a shoulder to lean on. Now that she's back in her home state of Washington, after training 7 years in Ohio, his memory keeps her going as she moves into a new phase in her gymnastics career. Trust me, this was what he really wanted for me. Since we moved to Ohio, he's been telling me, he's like, you need to go back home to do it where you started. And there's still more in you, Jones told reporters last month before the U.S. Classic, where she finished second in the all-around. He was for sure a good example for me. Every single day, he pushed me. Since he was very young, he had a lot of health problems, which made me want to do everything I could for him. She seems ready to reach new heights as the 2022 season nears its end. In late October, the 2022 World Artistic Gymnastics Championships will be held in Liverpool, England. Jones said at the Classic that she never planned to keep doing the sport if she didn't make the first Olympic team. But now things are different. Jones' dream of going to the Olympics took her far from home. In January 2022, she moved back to the Seattle area where she had grown up. She went back to the gym where she had trained as a child and began working with her new coaches Sarah Korngold and Brett Wargo. Now, the U.S. women's gymnastics team sands Simone Biles for the first time in a decade, eyes world title. The last time the U.S. women's gymnastics team competed at the highest level without a single routine from Simone Biles was in the 2012 London Games, when the program was just starting to dominate for the next 10 years. Biles is not on the list of people who have signed up for the World Championships, which start this Saturday with qualifying in Liverpool, England. There is no Suni Lee, who won the all-around title at the Tokyo Olympics after Biles. Both are taking a break from elite gymnastics for an indefinite amount of time, or maybe for good. There is also no Connor McLean, who won the U.S. all-around title in August, but dropped out of running for the World Championships team because he hurt his back. Even so, the U.S. is still the favorite to win its 6th straight World Team title, which would break its tie with Romania for the longest winning streak in history. Due to the war in Ukraine, Russia can't compete in the Olympics, where it beat the U.S. and put it in second place. The 5-person American team is reliable because it is made up of veterans. The great thing about this women's team is that they might might not have a Simone who is in a different stratosphere than the rest of the world, but they have a high floor, said John Roethlisberger, a three-time Olympian who works for NBC Sports. The U.S. is in the team final on Tuesday, and Shilese Jones, who almost quit elite gymnastics after finishing 10th in the all-around at last year's Olympic trials, is still one of the top two gymnasts in Liverpool. From the London Olympics in 2012 to the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, every all-around Olympic or world title went to an American woman. Biles won 6 of those 10 titles. Still, an American victory in the all-around is more in doubt than in the team event. That's because the Brazilian Rebecca Andrade came in second to Lee in Tokyo and didn't do the all-around at the Worlds last year. Andrade and Flavia Saraiva, another veteran, are in charge of a group from Brazil that could win the country's first team medal at the Olympics or Worlds. At the last Worlds with a team event, which was in 2019, Brazil came in 14th, so they didn't make it to Tokyo. Now, Brazil is right there with China on the podium, ready to challenge the U.S. if they make a mistake. During the time when Biles was in charge, the U.S. team won a competition by more than 8 points. The U.S. gymnasts could have messed up half of their routines and still won by that much. That is no longer true, as shown by the fact that Russia won the Tokyo Olympics, even though Biles gave up her twisties after her first vault. Roethlisberger said they don't have a sense that they can't lose, but I think they might have a little, I don't want to say chip on their shoulder, because I don't know if they think about it that much. But they said, hey, we're still the best, and we'll show you. Finally, we have to admit, even though Team USA has put together a very good team, it will be hard for them to win this year. Since Biles, Lee, and McLean won't be there, the U.S. might not be the favorite if there weren't a lot of gymnasts who do both elite and NCAA gymnastics, which have different scoring systems and in most cases, different routines. 3/5 of the U.S. team is made up by Jade Carey, Jordan Chiles, and Leanne Wong. Carey and Chiles won medals in Tokyo, and Wong won a silver medal at the 2021 World All-Around. All of them just finished their first year of college, and this winter and early spring is when they should be back on the field. Since NCAA women's gymnastics started in the early 1980s, no woman has gone to the Olympics, competed in college, and then gone back to the Olympics. Just like the women, the U.S. men are competing in a major team event for the first time since Sam McCulloch retired and left the team. They will also benefit from the fact that the Olympic champion, Russia, won't be there. Without Russia, it's likely that a spot will open up on the podium below Japan and China. The last time the U.S. men's team won a medal was in 2014. Last year, Brody Malone beat McCulloch to become the best male gymnast in the United States. Now he leads a team with a mix of young and old gymnasts who are strong on vault, but not so good on high bar. In Wednesday's 3-up, 3-count team final, it will be important to make as few mistakes as possible on the first 2 high bar routines before Malone, and on the pommel horse by the first gymnast. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, cheers!